will you personally buy an HDZero goggle? Quad City Bay Area. That's a good question. I would hope. I would hope that they'd send me one for a review and I wouldn't have to make that decision. That would be great. I would love it is a very important product that deserves a thorough review, and I would love to give it that review. I didn't buy the new DJI FPV goggles 2 yet. I haven't spent $600 on them, and nobody's going to give me a set. Unfortunately, DJI doesn't seem to want to give me hardware for review for whatever reason anymore. They did. They gave me a couple. They gave me the Mini, and they gave me Rotor Riot gave me the FPV goggles. But DJI doesn't seem to talk to me. $600 is a lot of money to spend on a product. I think I would be curious enough about it and desirous enough to review it that I would buy it. I think so. It's no secret that I don't fly HDZero as my daily. I just want to, and here is where the people who love HDZero and dislike me will jump up and say, look, there he goes again, pissing on HDZero. No, I'm just trying to be open and honest about, if I flew it daily, then that would affect my opinion in a way that, but I mean, I just want to be honest so if you say, would I buy the HDZero goggles, like to use them as my daily driver? Well, I already have a set of an HDZero system and I don't fly it as my daily. So I probably wouldn't buy the goggles for that. I would buy them because I want to review them and I want to see this really important and honest, really important and significant product that Carl and HDZero have made. Isn't it still better than analog? 100%, yes. HDZero is better than analog bucket. Except, here's where HDZero is not better than analog. HDZero, if you've got a HDZero video transmitter that maxes out at 250 milliwatts, is that what the Tiny Whoop transmitter maxes out at? I think there's a racing one might. Hang on, let's look. Let's get our facts straight before we spout off. 200 milliwatts. So let's say I've got an HDZero race video transmitter that maxes out at 200 milliwatts. Compared to a 200 milliwatt analog video transmitter, HDZero is going to look better and it's going to have comparable range in my experience. In my experience, analog and HDZero are about par for par when it comes to the absolute maximum range that you can get out of each system. Milliwatt for milliwatt, they're roughly comparable. However, some people feel that the way that HDZero breaks up becomes disorienting sooner. The little sparkles and white pixels. Other people think that HDZero is more stable than analog and they prefer it. I wonder how much of that is people who are switching from analog, they try HDZero one time, and then they go, oh, I don't like this, and they go like, I'm turned off. You obviously have to give yourself some time to get used to something. There's no question that HDZero breakup is the parts of the image that you have are 100% solid, but the little sparkly pixels, sometimes people find them a little disorienting. But here's the thing. Here's where HDZero loses to analog. The HDZero video transmitter, the race video transmitter, maxes at 200 milliwatts. Well, I can get a TBS Unified Nano that goes to 400 or 450 milliwatts, and it's this freaking big. And the reason is that digital video takes a lot more power. I don't know what, but digital VTX get hotter. I can get a 20 millimeter video transmitter that goes to 800 milliwatts. And this is where people say, yeah, but you don't need that for racing. That's not the point. The point is that if I want an HDZero video transmitter of this rough size, shape, and weight, I got 200 milliwatts and that's it. If I want an analog video transmitter of roughly this size, shape, and weight, I can get 800 milliwatts. And if that's my constraint, I'll get a lot more range on analog than I will on HDZero. So HDZero is better in terms of image quality than analog. Even if you say milliwatt for milliwatt, HDZero is better in image quality. But as soon as analog has the ability to give you more milliwatts, well, the gap closes. Some people would be willing to accept analog video quality to get twice the range. I mean, that's the difference between 200 milliwatts and 800 milliwatts. That's 4 times the power. That's twice the range. That's how RF roughly works. So, oh, and by the way, one more thing about HDZero. I know that the Freestyle VTX goes to 1 watt. I know that. And the question was, is analog better than HDZero? And I wanted to highlight one case where the answer is no. Yes. An edge case where you're constrained on size and shape and weight, and you want the most power possible. By the time you get up to the Freestyle, the 1 watt Freestyle VTX, analog doesn't have as much of an advantage. Yes, you can get an analog VTX that goes up to 2.5 watts technically, although most of those VTXs don't make 2.5 watts under every like on every channel. So, but the difference between 1 watt and 2 watts, that's double the power. That is about 1.4 times the distance, that's more. That's more, but it's not like as much as you would think. So the gap closes there.